Do you want to know what types of data entry jobs you can do to make money from home and see real examples of ways so you can easily get started? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online, and many viewers ask me about data entry jobs because it is a way for people, no matter the background, to fairly easily get started earning some extra money, and it can build up to some quite nice extra money. But there are quite a lot of different types of data entry jobs and it can be a little bit confusing. So therefore in this video I will show you the main types of data entry jobs, and I will also show you examples of platforms where you can find this type of job so you can easily get started if you find out this is the right opportunity for you. So before going over the different types of data entry jobs, let's talk a little bit about how much you can expect to earn from data entry jobs so you do it with the right expectations. And the thing is that there's no exact answer to this because it can vary a lot depending on the type of data entry jobs you find. And as mentioned also, some data entry jobs is something you can do without any training, without any experience at all, and others require some experience, and that of course also means there's bigger variation when it comes to the salary. But it can be anywhere from some nice extra money on the side, because you can just join sometimes and you can start earning and then you will earn some side cash. But sometimes you can also find basically full-time jobs and really good full-time incomes. And no matter what, the advantage of data entry jobs is that you can usually do it from home, and usually it's also quite flexible, the schedules, when it comes to data entry jobs. So the exact amount you can earn, that of course depends how much effort do you put in, the jobs you find. There can be some variations when it comes to salary depending on where you live. Some pay very low, some platforms, some pay quite high, but I will show you examples of different options and then you can find the right opportunities for you. So let's now go over the first type of data entry jobs. So the first type is what I would call traditional data entry clerks or typists. It's kind of two options, but I wanted to go over them as one because they are kind of similar. Usually these types of data entry jobs will be where you will enter data into spreadsheets, for example, or into different documents. And it can also be entering data into different databases. It can also sometimes be where you actually asked to create certain documents. And yes, there are less jobs like this and like data entry jobs in general because of AI and the opportunities that this gives people to save on certain things and automate some processes. But there are still a big need for humans for this type and also for others. And AI actually also means that we in some cases can get more work. And you will see that when we talk about one of the later options I want to go over, because that's actually because of AI that you can get more work. But let's now go over an example platform of where you can find this type of data entry jobs before we go over the next type of jobs. So one great platform to find this type of data entry jobs and data entry jobs or flexible works from home in general is called Flex Jobs. And you can go there and you can search, and there are really a lot of different options. For example, if we just try to search for data entry, you can see we can just data entry clerk, for example, we can search there. You can see some of the options that they have. You can scroll through. Some of them are full-time, some of them are freelance, some of them are only for certain locations, but in general you can search no matter where you are, you will be able to find jobs here. You can see that you can scroll through, find them. You can see there's so many different options, and what you just need to be aware when it comes to flex job, yes, some of them are freelance job, but the majority of them are like part-time or full-time or more permanent positions. So if that's what you're looking for, this can definitely be a great platform. The thing is that you need to be able to actually apply for these jobs to have a profile here, and you need to pay for a membership to do that, and it's actually super cheap, the test or the trial there. So if you are actually looking for a more permanent position, it can definitely be worth that investment. I have a full tutorial on my website where I explain all about it and the very cheap trial they have and all that. I'll leave a link to that below here. But why it in my opinion is actually worth to pay is like $5 or something like that it is, or if you want a more like longer membership to have more time to find job, it's a little bit more. But the thing is that when it comes to data entry jobs, there's so many scams, and many freelance platforms, many data entry job platforms, they're full of scams that scammers that are coming here and making it look like you can earn a lot of money, and then you'll just end up wasting your time or not getting paid. And in some cases, even you will lose money. And many platforms are really poor at filtering that. But that's why FlexJobs is so much better, because you actually pay a little bit, but they also make sure that the jobs that are here are actually legit. They have a very good filter there. They also have other tools that can help you actually find flexible jobs online. So still one that I definitely recommend, one of the best platforms to find data entry jobs if you're looking for something a little bit more permanent and potentially even a full-time income. And as mentioned, you can actually use this no matter the country you live in. But let's now talk about the next type of data entry jobs. So the next type of data entry job is to become a transcriptionist, and I will just show you a couple of platforms where you can do that. And as a transcriptionist, you need to listen to certain audio files. Sometimes it can also be videos, and then you need to transcribe what it is. So depending on the platform you're using, you need a little bit of equipment. Sometimes you need experience, but as you can see here, I do have a list on my website of the best transcription jobs for beginners. I will also leave a link to that below. Here you can find also even more examples than the ones I'll show you. You can also find more information about the two I'll show you. But there are a ton of different platforms that are offering transcriptionist work here. And you can see one of them is Go Transcribe there. You can go and usually then you can scroll around and you can scroll down sometimes to the bottom to find work here for transcriptionists. For example, you can see you can go for work and then you can read more about it. You can see it's available worldwide. You can read more about how much you can earn. You can see, for example, per audio or video minute, you can earn up to 60 cents there. Average earnings per month is $150 per month. Top monthly earnings are $1,200. So some of the top transcriptionists there, of course you need quite a bit of experience like that, can earn more than $1,200. That's just one example. Another one, HappyScribe, it's kind of the same. It offers people to do transcriptions, and they need people to do some of this work. Even though there is AI that can help and all that, people still need real people to do work like this. And again, you can just go here. You can find out where you can find the work here. And again, it can be a way to make some nice extra money if you like this type of work. So these are just two examples, but as mentioned, I have more information about those and many others on this article here, so I'll link to this article also below. But let's now talk about the next method. But before doing that, I would really appreciate if you could just take 1 second to like this video, because it can help it to be seen by more people, and I would definitely appreciate that support. So the next type of data entry jobs is data cleaning. And this is because sometimes databases or documents can have like incorrect data, or they can have irrelevant information or duplicate content and things like that. And some companies, some people, they need real people to go over this and do what is called data cleaning. So with a work like this, you would go through this and clean this data, so the person that needs this knows that this is correct information, correct data, because data is of course important for different businesses. And if it's not correct data, well, then it can really mess up decisions and the businesses. So it's quite important to make sure of that, and that is why you can actually also earn by doing this type. So where would you then find this type of jobs? Well, let me go over a couple of examples. So the type of data cleaning jobs also you can find on most freelance platforms. Again, FlexJobs, as I mentioned earlier, is one of my top recommended platforms for that. But you can also go on a platform like Fiverr and find different data entry jobs. Fiverr, you can see here, a lot of people are offering data entry work, data cleaning, but it can also be different types. And if you look at it, you can see that people are getting work. For example, this person here has 393 reviews. So that means like at least 393 people have hired this person. This one 35, this 351, 153 there. So you see this one, more than 1,000 people have reviewed. So that means more than 1,000 people have hired this person there. And these tasks usually starts from around 20 euros, as you can see. So some people are making quite good money like this. And you can see the same here, for example, on Upwork, another freelance platform. Again, this one has like 920 reviews, 711 there. So there's a lot of people getting hired on these platforms there, whereas like Upwork and Fiverr is more like for freelance task, one-time task. Then FlexJobs is usually for something that's better, like a little bit more permanent. What you need to be aware of with Upwork and Fiverr and freelance platforms like that is that, of course, it's hard to build up a reputation. There's a huge competition, so you need to put in some effort first to build up a reputation at first. charge a little bit less, do excellent work, get some good reviews so you get attention and you'll be seen when people are searching here, because there is a lot of competition. So just because you join, there's no guarantee that you will easily be able to earn here, but there are definitely opportunities. But let's also go over the last of the types of data entry jobs I want to talk about, and this is, as mentioned earlier, also where AI has actually been the reason that you will find more work now when it comes to certain types of data entry jobs. So this last type of data entry jobs I want to go over is what I would call AI training tasks. This is just what I call it. It's not an official name, and this is because AI, as you probably know, has become very popular, but it still needs, in many cases, a human eye. It needs human training, and you sometimes can use certain platforms to do this type of work where you will help train AI, and there's more and more work like that, and you can earn quite decent money. Some platforms doesn't pay well for it, but if you get experience and find the right platforms, it definitely can be a way to earn some extra money on the side. And let me just show you a couple of popular platforms to find this type of work. So one platform where you can find this type of what I would call AI training task is Hive Micro. You can see what you will, for example, be doing when you sign up there. You will like categorize different images, put boxes around there, sometimes audio transcriptions, semantic segmentation, this type of jobs there. This is typically the type of jobs you would find on platforms like this. They are free to sign up for. Usually you can sign up for from more or less all countries. Here, Hive Micro also even has an app, which is a little bit unusual for this type of data entry jobs, but nice they do have that. I do have a full tutorial of Hive Micro on my website. I will leave a link below so you can go and check that out. And then we also need to talk about the next ones, both like Remote Tasks and Amazon mTurk. I also have full reviews on my website of those. I will also leave a link below. But Remote Task is one of the most popular data entry jobs. Just be aware that even though it has a lot of jobs like this, as you can see, tasks, then you need to go through some unpaid training. That's usually the case for AI training tasks like this. And also, I've seen quite a few complaints on my website and on my YouTube channel about people like thinking they're getting underpaid and things like that. And Remote Task, in my personal opinion also, it does not pay well, but some people, they accept that and they are happy about what they can get paid, and then it can be a way to earn. You just need to be aware that it doesn't necessarily pay well, but you can see what you will get paid before you start the task, so then you can decide for yourself. But as you can see, they have paid out quite a few because they do have a lot of members, and it is a popular platform, and it's available in more than 90 different countries. And when we're talking about data entry jobs, we of course also need to talk about Amazon Mechanical Turk, or just Amazon mTurk. This is a little bit more unclear which countries you can join from. As mentioned, I do have more information about Amazon Mechanical Turk on my website. I have a full review. I'll leave a link below. But what you need to do is you actually need to sign up as a worker, or sign in as a worker with your Amazon account, and then you will be told if you will get access or not to the tasks. It is available in quite a few countries, a lot of different jobs here, so you can earn some nice decent money like this. You can see it can be tagging objects, selecting pictures, audit user uploaded images, all kind of things here, and it's Amazon behind, so you know kind of the company behind. So if you do everything the right way, you definitely can also, you will get paid. You can see there's also data processing jobs or so. So this can also be a platform if you are eligible to join, because that can be a little bit hard to get access, but then there is a lot of work here. So as you can see, there are quite a few different types of data entry jobs, and people often say they just want to do data entry work, but without considering the different types and the type they want to do, that they need to look at specific platforms for that type of work. But I hope this gave you a good idea about how to get started, how to find more jobs, and different types of jobs, maybe to make it more interesting so you don't have to keep doing the same over and over again. And as mentioned, I have more information about many of the platforms I mentioned here. I'll leave links below so you can find more information there and easily get started with the options you choose to get started with. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.